Welcome, friends. Welcome back to the kitchen. So, I was at a restaurant recently. I saw something on the menu. I didn't order it, but I thought it would be kind of fun to make here in the kitchen. So we're gonna give it a go. Problem is, I don't have a recipe. I'm sure if I looked online, I could probably find a recipe, but I didn't bother. I thought I'd wing it, and I thought I'd try and figure it out on my own. It's essentially what it was a loaded baked potato. You know, a twice baked loaded baked potato. But instead of just having the mashed potato with bacon and stuff stuffed back in the potato, they made a cottage pie and put the cottage pie filling in the potato and then put the mashed potato on top and then rebaked it to brown the top. If you don't know what cottage pie is, it's essentially shepherd's pie except made with beef. So I've got a basic, not basic, I've got a really good cottage pie recipe that I cut in half, and we're going to see how many potatoes it fills. I've baked 3, but I don't know if it's going to fill 2, 3, 4, 5. We'll find out together. Okay, we'll get started with the ground beef. And we'll just start to brown that. You know the drill. Break it up with the back of your spoon, mix it around, keep it moving a little bit, and then just leave it, let it brown. We're going to move on to the baked potatoes. Regular baked potatoes. I put them in the oven at 425. I typically don't think much about timing when I'm doing a baked potato like this. Put it in the oven, and I forget about it, more or less. And then when I can smell the baked potato, I'm pretty sure that it's done, and I just take a paring knife, stick the paring knife in the side, and if it goes in easily, the potato's done, and I pull it out. I don't overthink it. And you can bake them just a little bit too much. They don't have to be perfectly baked, especially with what we're going to do to them now. So, cut them in half and scoop out the meat. Obviously, I baked these a while ago, earlier this morning. They've cooled down quite a bit. You can do this while they're hot, but, you know, why burn your hands? Okay, it looks like our beef is ready. So, onion, carrot, celery. In those go. And chopped mushroom. I'll just stir that together. Okay, well that sautés down. Really what you're trying to do is drive off as much of the moisture from the mushrooms as possible. Soften the carrots, the celery, and the onion. I'm going to let that go. I'm not going to salt and pepper it just yet. I'm going to wait until I put in some of the other ingredients. Waffling about whether to put any garlic in. Sometimes I put garlic in, sometimes I don't. I think I might leave it out this time. Now, I've got the oven still at 425, so I'm going to put the potato skins back in the oven, 425, for about 5 minutes. Not much longer than that. I just want to sort of crisp them up a little bit because we're going to be putting something in that's got a lot of liquid. So I don't want them to be too soft. Now, I've been doing this show since 2007, and I can count on one hand the number of times I've used a potato ricer. Not my favorite tool. And that's completely because I don't like cleaning it. Really, what it comes down to is I do so many dishes during the day. I don't like cleaning it. But it does such a great job on the potatoes. Okay, this is looking pretty good. So I'm going to make a little hole in the bottom. In goes some tomato paste. About that much. And I just like to caramelize it a little bit. Which doesn't take long. The bottom of the pot's pretty hot. So we'll stir that all together. I've got some salt and pepper to taste. Marmite. It's got to be Marmite in it. You knew there was going to be Marmite, didn't you? Okay, in with the Marmite. Huge, huge flavor from the Marmite. Okay, so I've got some beef stock here. Let's clean off both of the spoons. And in that goes. Got some thyme as well. Just a little bit. Just break off some of the leaves. Lots of other flavors that you could put in here too. It really comes down to your personal flavors and what you like. But what we're building in the bottom here is a really good flavor, especially with that Marmite and the mushrooms. They're going to give this a really deep, deep, meaty flavor. Now I've made this without ground beef. Exactly the same, and I've used vegetable stock and beans instead of the ground beef and the beef stock. You're going to get the same really good flavor. And it's a great option. It is a great option, and it would make this pretty much vegan at this point, as long as you don't put cheese, butter, or cream in with the mashed potatoes. So I'm just going to let this simmer away here, kind of a low simmer for a few minutes, just to bring all of those flavors together. Okay, let's turn our attention back to the potatoes. Last squeeze through the ricer. Okay, so what do you want to put in your mashed potatoes? I mean, there's so many options of what you could do. I'm just going to show you one option, something that I want to do today, but you don't have to do it this way. You could do it whatever you want, whatever flavors you think are going to go with the filling that you've got. So, salt and pepper, definitely a given. The garlic that I didn't use earlier, you could put that into the mashed potatoes. I'm going to use horseradish because I really like horseradish in mashed potatoes. And I've got a mind to actually drop a little bit of this horseradish into the filling. Let's do that. Let's see how that works out. I'm also going to grate in some cheese, and I'm going all out with the supermarket cheddar. If you live in North America, you know what I'm talking about. Now, I'm going to use a little bit of cream. If you're doing this at home, I'd probably stick this in the microwave for about 30 seconds, and the same with the cream, just to sort of warm it up. It'll be easier to mix. I don't have a microwave out here, and I don't want to go back inside. Butter, definitely butter would be good in this. All kinds of things. Just make the potatoes how you'd like to make them. Sliced up green onions or chives would be amazing in here too. So I'm just going to mix this all together. Okay, here we go. We are going to fill up the baked potatoes. Okay, I'm going to say actually 4 potatoes. Based on what I've got left here, 4 baked potatoes would have been the right amount for potatoes that size. Or 3 if I'd bought just bigger potatoes. Now, some people would want to pipe this on top, and that looks amazing. That would be absolutely amazing. If I was doing this in a Michelin-starred restaurant, I would pipe them on. But as it is, I think just getting it on top and making it look rustic is what I'm going for. I'm only going to bake 2 of these tonight. I'm going to bake these 2. The other 4, I'm going to stick in the freezer just the way they are. And once they're frozen solid, I will take them out, I'll wrap them individually, and then I'll stick them back in the freezer. This is the kind of thing that I like to have on hand. Julie and I like to have on hand. Because there are days that just get so busy and you realize, oh, what are we going to have for supper tonight? This is the kind of thing that you can pull out of the freezer at like 3 o'clock, heat up the oven, stick it in, and have it for dinner. And the oven's preheated to 425, and I'm just going to brown the tops.
Hey, friends. Hey, Glenn.
Hey, Jules.
That looks like a pretty nice little stuffed potato.
Do you think I could
That's
find...
a lot of stuff in there.
There is a lot of stuff.
There's never matching forks. I don't know why you're worried about it. So like, it looks like there's some carrots, some meat.
So it's essentially cottage pie.
Okay, but in the potato.
Inside the potato.
So it's like potato on the bottom and potato on the top.
Yeah.
It's like a potato sandwich.
It's a potato sandwich. A French fry sandwich. Chip sandwich.
Oh, well, chip sandwich is something completely different, though.
Yeah.
They're good things. It's like a stuffing sandwich.
Like a stuffing sandwich.
Anyway, that's what we're...
Yeah, so it's just a basic cottage pie filling.
Thanks, I'll just cut myself some. Mm-hmm. Mine's going to be messy, though, I think. Sorry. Ah.
So it's just kind of a fun way to serve something that's pretty standard. And it's also kind of a fun way...
I'm just going to make a mess. I'm struggling. It'll be okay. All of you watching, it's very nerve-wracking.
Now we've got emergency dinners, too.
Oh, my goodness.
Frozen, right? So I'll just wrap these up individually, and it's something we can just pull out on a night when things get crazy, and it's like, oh, what are we going to eat?
Everybody has them.
Yeah.
That's pretty good.
So like I said, I've done this stuffing in a cottage pie elsewhere on the channel, and we made it with beans. Oh, I think, no, actually, we put that inside a pastry case, didn't we? Anyway, with beans. And you could do the exact same thing here. You could make this completely vegetarian or vegan just by adjusting what you put in the potatoes and using beans instead of ground beef, and vegetable stock instead of beef stock.
There's a few changes,
But all of those things are very easy. They're almost all 1-for-1. You don't have to really think too hard about it. 1-for-1 substitutions. Thanks for stopping by. See you again soon.